Hello lovely people, this is Romd and welcome back to another snapshot video. We are on Java edition of Minecraft 18w50a. And yeah, a few blocks have gotten some added functionality and some bug fixes have been happening, and we have got all the new villages, plus a few villager types that don't have a village, but if you spawn them in the certain area or the biome, then they will have a different look. So this is the idea for the villages to begin with. Then also a few bug fixes. So basically a pillager can avoid anything else without waving their arms in circles. So this has now been fixed. Also some other bug fixes, but we will look at them a bit later. But first let's just look at the blocks with added functionality. So that is for first the bell. Yes, the bell is now usable. Then also the barrel, and some people don't seem to quite understand what the barrel is for, because at this point in time it can't be pushed with a piston and it doesn't give a comparator output when there are items inside of it, which I think is a bug and should be fixed, because this barrel contains quite a lot of items but we don't get any output from this barrel. I have tested to get an output from any side of it, it just doesn't work. But what the barrel is for is that even if it's surrounded by other blocks, you can still, you can still access it and get things out, unlike with a chest or a shulker box which need space to open. The barrel doesn't, and this is the, at this point in time, only real use for the barrel, so you can store things in really tight spaces where you formerly would then have had to have a slab on top or something. Now you can have full blocks all around your chest-sized storage device. So this is nice. Then also the smoker and the blast furnace have been added, and I said a few videos back like, Mojang, if you think of replacing the furnace with those two, it's not going to be good. Well, they haven't even thought about that. They have actually just made those upgrades to the furnace. So what do you have to do if you want to get a smoker? Well, you take a furnace and any type of wood log and you can get yourself a smoker. So you just upgrade the furnace basically to a smoker. And the same thing also works for the blast furnace. You need a furnace, 5 iron ingots, and 3 smooth stone. And in case you don't know how to get smooth stone, you put normal stone into a furnace, and then you get smooth stone. So yeah, this is how you craft those furnace upgrades, as they are referred to in the changelog. And what do they do? Well, they are double as quick as the furnace, but use exactly the same amount of fuel per item. So you need 1 coal to, for example, blast your way through 8 items of iron ore. And the same thing then also goes for the furnace. Here I already had 1 coal in and I got 8 items. And this one also gives you 8 items per coal, but double the speed. In half the time you get the exact same amount of items for the exact same amount of fuel as the furnace. So it just saves time. It doesn't save resources, just time. But this is I think a really good thing, and I like it, and I'm definitely going to have it in my base and maybe even in my inventory if I want to do one of those two things quickly. I think like usually you don't have to cook food that often, so I think you are going to have to blast furnace possibly with you instead of your furnace to get all the things that you mine quickly smelted up. And yeah, the smoker is just for food. You might use that in your base. Also, a really nice thing I like is up here. This is showing the craftable items. This is showing the smeltable items, and this is showing the smokable items, and this is showing the blastable items. So they basically all have different words up there, which is a nice attention to details that some people might even forget about when doing such a thing. So much for this. I am really happy about the barrel for now. Yeah, it should still give a comparative output, and maybe it should be pushable by a piston, because the point of barrels is that you can roll them around, isn't it? So that might still need a change, but otherwise this is a good idea, a good feature, a like storage device that doesn't have to open. That is nice, definitely for fish farms, I would believe. Yeah, those things being furnace upgrades, the idea of Minecraft having blocks that are now upgradable makes me think that possibly also the smithing table and those other things are just going to be upgrades to the crafting bench, and you will still be able to do most things with the crafting bench, but it will work better, more efficient, or whatever with the other crafting benches, which might just be an upgrade to a crafting bench. So I kind of like this idea very much. It's an idea that has been in modded for a long time, and now we get it in Minecraft. Which some people say, yeah, it's just some modded ideas being taken over. But hey, then that's the whole point. This is why people made mods in the first place, to show what otherwise could be in the game, right? So I think this like upgrade system is a good idea, and definitely adds something useful to survival, and yeah, that is nice. I already mentioned, I think that the pillager arm thing is now fixed, but if we want to have some more fun again, we can do this and see they are no longer flailing their arms around like mad. However, they also don't seem to follow the villagers, which is a bit strange. Yeah, they don't seem to be able to follow the villagers when one pillager is riding another pillager. Whatever. But now we can get a look at some of the other villagers, like, yeah, this guy here. I don't know what you are. You look interesting, but I don't know. You are the leather worker. Okay. Yeah, there is a fisherman, I do believe. Another one here. And so on and so forth. Yeah. Also the cat. Shelly has been added to the game. So I just need to teleport the cats to me, because one of them is Shelly. Yes, here. Here we have her. This is Shelly, the 9th cat. And if you don't know her, that is Good Time with Scar's cat. Added into Minecraft. And now she can sit on your Minecraft router. Yes. So much for this, and the new villages. There are definitely a lot of videos out from people that have checked them out already, so I'm not going to cover those. But what I am going to be covering is the changelog. If it loads. Yes, here we go. So they have added the bell functionality, the blast furnace, and the smoker, and the bell. They have added Shelly and updated the villages. Now, one thing they've also done, besides textures and bug fixes, is changes to raids. So, if you remember, per like wave, I'm just going to turn this off now. Per wave of raid, there are certain mobs and a certain amount of mobs, and until now I think you only could get a level 1 bad omen, and also finding the captains was pretty difficult because they hardly ever spawned. Now a patrol captain, if you get one, can like give you 1 to 3 levels of bad omen when killed, and the outposts now also spawn captains, so those are the ones with the banners on their heads, which will only give you 1 level of bad omen. Now I think the levels of bad omen stack, because per bad omen level I think you get 2 waves of raid. So meaning that, for example, wave 10 could only be achieved with a level 5 bad omen. So I guess you would have to kill multiple captains, and then this effect would just stack up, and the level would at some point increase high enough that you can get an evoker spawning with wave 10. Because if you wouldn't be able to get above level 3 with the bad omen, if like only 2 waves are added every bad omen level, you wouldn't get to wave 10. So I guess they are stackable, those effects. And so this has now been changed that you can get higher levels and more waves of raids happening. Yeah, I really would like to at some point see the illusioner being added to maybe a like level a like wave 16 or 20 or something, because I like the illusioner is defeatable. So I think it should finally actually be added into the game. Maybe we will see this next year, because this has been the last snapshot for this year, as they say up there. They like also fixed a few bugs there, and that is pretty much it. So yeah, new villagers and villages, and this is basically the village part of the update. I think all complete now. It's really just adding the functionality of the different crafting benches and the other crafting recipes, and otherwise, yes, Shelly says thanks for watching and goodbye.